Hello loves, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be breaking down the full moon in Leo that's happening on the 16th. But before we get started, obviously we do have a workshop on the 16th as well, and you guys will be seeing why I picked it on this day with this specific breakdown on the full moon. The workshop, there's still tickets available. It's almost sold out. The workshop is specifically on healing the ego, inner child healing, and it just looking at the chart, it's like really what we needed during this time. So that's why I wanted to focus the workshop on. And it's going to be on the 16th from 5 to 7. Highly recommend signing up if you haven't gotten your tickets yet. For those who are Patreon members, high priestess level, you guys already have tickets included, and the link will be posted to the workshop within the next couple of days. So yeah, I'm really excited about that workshop. And also Valentine's Day tomorrow is the last day to take advantage of the 20% off all of my services. So if you need a reading, past life reading, tarot reading, astrology reading, spiritual counseling, spiritual services, you can even use the discount on my Akashic Records in a 5-hour intensive class as well. That ends on Valentine's Day, so definitely make sure you take advantage of it. You can use the code LOVEAquarius. It will be on the screen, and the link to my website will be down below, so you can sign up for readings there. Highly recommend signing up or just taking advantage of the discount before it expires. So yes, definitely make sure you take advantage of that. And also a reminder, I am having the 5-hour intensive course March 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So for those who want to learn how to read their Akashic Records, you can sign up on my website as well. So we're going to be breaking down the full moon in Leo that's happening. And as always, we're going to go through the planetary positions, and we're going to look at the aspects. We're going to do a little bit of a spell guide of what you should be working on. And we're going to look at the tarot and oracle cards, because that's what we do. So planetary positions. So we're starting off with the sun is going to be in Aquarius, moon will be in Leo, Mercury will be in Aquarius, Venus and Mars will be in Capricorn, Jupiter will be in Pisces, Saturn will be in Aquarius, Uranus will be in Taurus, Neptune will be in Pisces, and Pluto will be in Capricorn. So we do have not only a Capricorn stellium with Venus, Mars, and Pluto being in Capricorn, but we do have an Aquarius stellium with the sun, Mercury, and Saturn being in Aquarius. So definitely a lot of Saturnian Uranus energy in the chart. There's definitely a lot going on. What I like to specifically highlight is that the beginning of the year is definitely setting us up for success for the later part of the year. There's a lot going on in the later part of the year that if you set yourself up for success, you do the work that you need to do in the beginning part of the year. That mid-year checkpoint that's happening, for many of us in different ways, because I've been doing a lot of solar return readings, a lot of transit readings, and it's always like there's always this midway point that's affecting and impacting everybody, and how you like address your life, what it is that you decided to focus on, your intentions and all of that at the beginning of the year are actively playing a role in the later part of the year. So it's definitely a very powerful time to do a lot of things. Now, the sun will be in an opposition to the moon. Aquarius and Leo are like sister signs, but they are opposite signs, and so the energies are very like different. But it's definitely one of those, I feel like it's a very particular energy, because Aquarius energy is all about the collective, Leo energy is all about the self, and so there's definitely a battle between the ego and the collective, how we relate to each other, and there is like a lot of focus on relationships as well during this time. Sun in opposition to the moon, it really highlights like especially for this particular full moon, it's very much like, are you picking yourself? Are you going to recognize, the role you're playing within your relationships, your friendships, your circles? Are you self-preservating with your ego, or are you actually looking at the situation the way it accurately is? Are you being selfish, or are you being selfless? Are you being careless? Are you, giving most of your energy elsewhere? Are you focusing too little on yourself and you're just giving it all away? Like it's very layered right? It's very, very layered. And so sun in opposition to the moon, the ego is not in alignment with our emotional energy for this particular full moon. There is a need to look at what your emotions, what your intuition is telling you versus what your ego is telling you, because they're not going to be communicating the same thing, especially because we also have a Mercury in conjunction with Pluto. Now, y'all, this this is some powerful, really, really, really really powerful aspect. Why? Mercury in conjunction to Pluto, let's just break it down. Mercury is the planet of communication, consciousness. Pluto is the planet of death and transformation, the unconsciousness, okay? The hidden, the truth, the unknown. And so when it comes to, you know, this particular full moon, there is this energy of the truth coming out, the truth being revealed, the truth coming into consciousness, especially with this Pluto, with this Mercury conjunction with Pluto. It's a very like, you're going to find out energy. This is a very like, you're going to you know the truth. You're going to, you know, this is also why one of the cards we got oracle wise was the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini, which again, Mercury energy. I'm not surprised about it. I feel like there is this kind of illumination, there's this kind of truth coming out, whether it be like, you know, something gets exposed or something, you know, comes into consciousness, is something that is coming out on the 16th. Like, the energy is building up to it, but it's on a full moon, I would say certain things are getting exposed. Certain truths are getting exposed. You might see some people, you know, get exposed for certain things that they were doing. Maybe they were doing certain things that were not necessarily good, or maybe you're finding out the truth about someone, the actual core truth about someone, how somebody has been manipulating you, or maybe you discover that somebody is a narcissist. Maybe you've been living through rose-colored glasses and then you discover that they're a narcissist. Very, you know, especially because Pluto rules manipulation, very Plutonian energy about the truth coming out on this specific full moon. Now, the fact that we have this Mercury in conjunction with Pluto, on top of the fact that it's a full moon in Leo rules the ego, okay? Leo rules the ego. So there is this almost like a self-preservation that's happening. There's us like picking ourselves, us like kind of, it feels like we are actively choosing to, even if, like, let's say we did wrong in a situation, we're choosing to like self-preservate and not like to kind of just like conservate ourselves, like to just really separate ourselves from whatever it is, from the truth, from the thing that we need to address or accept, and then just kind of like, almost going into a panic mode. Be careful with some anxieties during this time as well, because I feel like anytime like this kind of energy comes through, people tend to feel very anxious or very, you know, like, the truth itself can be it can be very healing, but it can also be it can feel like a personal attack. It can feel like you're personally attacked as well. So there's very layered, but this can bring a lot of chaos to the mind. You might be overthinking things during this time with the Pluto in Mercury in conjunction with Pluto, but your intuition might also be on another level. You might be able to see the truth about a situation a lot deeper or a lot clearer than you were before. So maybe, you know, somebody was taking advantage of you, but you just love them so much, you just kept, you know, but you love them, so it's whatever. You finally will be able to recognize and see that, like, for what it is, and it's very revealing. It's very open. It's very honest, and so there is this kind of energy of not only manipulation, verbal manipulation, but also revelation, also the truth coming into consciousness. So be mindful about this, because this specific this aspect is not to be messed with. This aspect, it's like, no, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to reveal it. And because the moon is in Leo, it's extra. It's in everybody's face. It's expressed, it's exposed, okay? It's amplified. So it's very like, the more dramatic. Think of a telenovela, think of a soap opera, think of think of one of those reality TV shows. Like, everything gets dramatized like 10 times more. Even maybe when they filmed it, when it were happening, it might have not been as big of a deal as it was made to seem, but it's like more dramatized. That's the way that this Mercury in conjunction to Pluto is going to be. I'm just letting you guys know. So if you've been looking for revelations, if you've been looking for truths to be revealed or something to be illuminated to you, this would be a great time for you to do that work, for you to specifically, you know, work with the energies. If you're trying to, like, let's say, dive deeper into your intuition or connecting with your ancestors, it's a great way for you to use it, because Mercury in conjunction to Pluto rules death. So it's a great time to work with your ancestors, get messages, all of that kind of stuff. But it's also, you know, this is also a great time to get read. Like, this energy is giving, I'm getting read by my ancestors. I'm getting read by my spirits. This energy is also giving that. So just, if you're going to open yourself up to receiving messages, know that the messages that you're receiving will be calling you out. I said what I said. But great time to be working on intuitive abilities. Great time to be working on development, spiritual development with this. Also a great time to do some past life work. There might be some truths that come out that specifically require you to do past life work or past life healing in order for you to understand consciously, because again, Mercury, consciousness, consciously understand what happened in the past, what is the unknown, the thing that you couldn't put together. Okay, that's that Mercury in conjunction to Pluto. Venus will be in conjunction to Mars. Great time for romance. Great time for romance, great time for love, great time for some sensual magic. You guys know I will find like 5 million different ways of not getting demonetized on YouTube by saying, you know, sensual things. But this is a great time for sacral magic. Great time for sacral magic, great time to, you know, great time for that. It's a great time to focus on not only on others. I mean, we're coming off this week period starts off with Valentine's Day, so we're going to be in a kind of week high of love and romance and stuff like that. So there is kind of that energy. But it's a really a great time for you to kind of like do a lot of focus more on sensuality, passion, the things that you're really passionate about, the things that bring you pleasure, that make you happy. Not all of it is sensual, but some of it can be. So you might, you know, focus on, you know, treating yourself. You might buy yourself a cake. I don't know, you might be like feeling a little bit like, I'll probably buy myself a bottle of champagne. No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because your girl got 4 bottles of champagne. Okay, sidebar. Babe gets like random gifts of bougie champagne because of where she works from her job all of the time. So we literally have a whole collection of bougie champagnes. And I told her like last week, I'm like, we're having 1 or 2 for our anniversary, which is coming up this week. And so I'm like, we're gonna have to start drinking these champagnes because the collection is getting too big. Okay, but this is a great time to do that. Get yourself some champagne, get yourself some wine. Girl, your girl had a whole wine 2 days ago. I was doing readings and I'm like, I'm rewarding myself with some wine, which is, I guess, you know, hella Leo rising of me. But super important to kind of treat yourself, enjoy yourself, pleasure yourself. Maybe you might want to treat yourself to a slice of cake or something. You know, like, do whatever it is that specifically is going to bring you a little bit of love, pleasure, okay, for yourself. Give yourself that abundance, give yourself that prosperity in whatever way that looks like. You know, for some, you might need to take a shopping spree. You might, you know, feel passionate about reinventing yourself. Is Aquarius season. Why not? Focus on your individuality. It's a great time to do that. But it's also a great time to focus on within relationships, on your relationship itself. You know, you might want to buy something for the home. Maybe if you live together or something like that, and invest, find ways to invest. Maybe you want to take a trip or plan a trip or anything like that. Great time to do that. With especially that Venus in conjunction to Mars is just, it's Mars, because Venus rules divine feminine, Mars rules divine masculine energy. When they come together, it's very much has nothing to do with, you know, gender and all that. By the way, could make a whole nother video about that, but has nothing to do with that. It's just about the energies themselves, because it rules that energy of like the interbalance between divine masculine and feminine energies, which every person has both. There is this kind of balancing, this calibration that happens within the physical realm and the more spiritual realm when they get balanced out with Venus and Mars. So there is that kind of like enjoyment of both, having the passion, having the pleasure, having the love, having the money, having the enjoyment, all of these kind of things, and the things that we're creating action towards with Mars energy. So it's like, create action towards the things that bring you love, pleasure, money, happiness, joy. That conjunction highlights that. Venus will also be in a trine with Uranus, and Mars will also be in a trine with Uranus. This is going to make it so things can get a little bit unexpected. In a sensual way, you might want to try some different things in the bedroom or something like that. I can barely talk about this with a straight face. You might want to try something new. You might want to spice things up a little bit. You might want to kind of open up or have a different, or literally try something new in a relationship. It doesn't have to necessarily be sensual, but it can be something that is like, maybe you guys want to move. Maybe you want to, you know, like go on a date into somewhere you never experienced before, or maybe you want to really, you know, do something that's out of the box, out of your routine. This is a great time to do that, because Uranus is all about, you know, unexpected change, chaos, a little bit of drama. You know, you might actually let yourself get mad just so you can have some makeup sensual times or something. It can range from different things, but Mars trine Uranus and Venus trine Uranus is really great for doing things differently, trying something new, trying something that you haven't done before, really in bringing some freshness into your love, into your relationship, into your pleasure, into your experience, especially because we are in Aquarius season. It's like, try something new, use technology. Maybe if you're single, like, it's a great time to try some online dating. Great time to do that. It's a great time to kind of, you know, try a different experience than you have before, and see where that goes. That's what I would say. That's where the energy is. And then we have Saturn square Uranus, which is, again, there's been this specific aspect has been happening for a while, because our generation is going through a huge, not only grounding, but a generational calibration, a generational upgrade, where we're still kind of figuring out and sorting ourselves out, and we're still kind of impacting and making our place within what it is that we're meant to do generationally. So there's a lot going on with that. Now, when it comes to the cards, so we're starting off Seven of Cups, the Fool, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, I wish it was the King. We have the Emperor in reverse, and then we have the Queen of Wands upright. So what's going on? First of all, we're starting off, I'm not surprised that for this full moon in Leo, it's like very like, I want things, because Leo is very possessive. Okay, it's a fixed sign, but the ego likes to possess things that it makes it feel good. Okay, this is why Leo, Libra, and Taurus can do really, really well with Venus energy, but also with the Sun's energy, because it likes to attain things that make them happy. So right now we're starting off this full moon in Leo with like, what do I want? What do I want? What's gonna make me happy? Where do I go? Where do I start? What is, again, literally like, what's gonna make me happy? What is gonna bring me joy? How am I gonna feel good? Where am I gonna feel good? If I don't feel good, how can I feel good? There's a lot of questions surrounding that and like navigating that. Some of you have not been feeling necessarily like you have been in control, or like you have been in a place where you have been happy, and so there's kind of an analyzation of this, and kind of realigning the fire, like actually using the fire and realigning it to get back to yourself. So again, this is a great full moon for self-care, and to also realign your values to yourself and kind of look at what it is that you need to shift and change so you can get back to yourself. Okay, when it comes to our oracle cards, we have look at the bigger picture, full moon in Aquarius. The answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. A new start is coming, new moon. And confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. I'm not surprised that this card came out at all, because there's this kind of need, I feel like, for a lot of people, especially with the way the planets are, especially because Mercury is still coming out of its post shadow phase. When I saw the friendship card, I was like, some of you are still coming out of some drama, some verbal drama that happened within the past couple of weeks while Venus was in retrograde, but also Mercury. So there's still some kind of conversations that are being had, certain things that are being provided clarity, and just kind of like letting yourself not only be a little bit lighter, but also focusing on, again, see how we got the light card on a whole full moon in Leo that is ruled by the sun, which is the brightest planetary body. Hello. So there's this kind of kind of focus on, okay, getting back to my shine, getting back to my light, getting back to my shine, getting back to my energy levels, getting back to taking care of me, getting back and letting go of anything that has not, and any people that have been interfering in me, like shining the way that I need to shine, being who I am, and staying in that kind of zone, in that calibration, and accepting the things for what they are, because we're getting also the acceptance card. Some of you are coming to terms that, you know, certain things have to be the way they need to be. Some of you are letting go of some friendships. Some of you are letting go of some very toxic situations, some toxic relationships, and just putting yourselves first during this time. And this is why I wanted to do the workshop on this day. I wanted to focus on ego healing and inner child healing so that we can get comfortable with what's happening on a planetary level. Like, oh, let us come to terms, let us get the clarity, let us work through all of these things, so that way we're empowering ourselves. This is exactly why I did the workshop on this day. So I'm so excited that we're doing the workshop on that day, and I'm so excited to work with everybody on that day. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a really, really fun workshop, because I feel like ego healing is so necessary, especially because the work that you do for this now is going to completely reflect and come back around once Leo season comes. Trust the summertime, just trust me. Anyway, that is the breakdown for the full moon in Leo. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got all of the messages that you needed. I will definitely see you in the next one. Definitely don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Don't forget to check out the Patreon if you're new here. And yeah, I will see you loves in the next video. Have a blessed day.